Like all the invading the USA does, they always make up something in order for them to get in, get what they want, and get out, and when the fake reason they came up with suddenly is exposed as fake, what do? They just say sorry. Well, sorry ain't gonna cut it, because countless innocent lives were lost during that process. Sorry ain't gonna bring the dead back to life. But conservative radio host turned that story around to make the then American President George Bush as the victim. Limbaugh said, "What if the quote-unquote intelligence community misrepresented, on purpose, the degree to which Hussein had WMDs? Because I'll tell you, it was a very, very embarrassing moment for the Bush administration." Limbaugh added, "What if Saddam weapons of mass destruction was also a false narrative designed to what? Did it ultimately embarrass Bush? Did it weaken the U.S. military? Did it whatever it did? I mean, it opened the doors for the Democrats to literally destroy his presidency in the second term, which is what they did." He then said, "What if they are trying to do the same to Donald Trump?" He stated, "What if, based on what we know now, we know how the deep state has been trying to undermine Donald Trump since the days he was a candidate, to during his transition, to even its ongoing now as president?" Limbaugh very rhetorically asked. But he wasn't always on this side of story. Back when it did happen, he believed it was true. In 2014, a decade after the WMD reports were exposed as crude myths, he penned an article titled, "The Iraq War Wasn't a Disaster, It Was Necessary." At the time, Limbaugh wrote, "Going into Iraq was not to avenge an assassination attempt on George H.W. Bush, and it wasn't about Halliburton. It was about somebody taking a threat seriously and taking preventive action and not waiting to be hit again. Saddam was bragging all over the place about all the weapons of mass destruction he had, and they were toying around with creating a nuke, and everybody knew he had and tried to. Now, at the time this is happening, you can't afford to sit around and say, 'Nah, he can't do it. Nah, he doesn't mean it. Nah, he's just bragging.' You don't have that luxury," he wrote.